What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Captain Gino, we're back. Frank Oliva, Tyler Fishing. And it is time for the fishing report. It's March, and we're totally late. Sorry about that. We've been super busy. I totally smoked the gator and blew my lower unit. So I've had some stuff going on. I've been juggling boats, like from this boat to the next boat to the next boat. It's an absolute nightmare. Finally got my battle rig back up and running, and we got to bring you the report. So let's talk about what is going down. We have a ton of fish in between. You still have some spawners going down, spawning fish going down. But you're going to notice the size and quality of those spawning fish has gone down tremendously. You will find the odd and end large fish here and there. But overall, the majority of the fish are post-spawn. And it has been tough, guys. It's been super tough. We've had tournament after tournament. These fish are under a ton of pressure. But I can tell you can get it done. It can be done if you're lucky enough to find the right area that's in the right phase, right? You're gonna find a lot of times you're gonna be on fish one day, and the next day they're gonna completely vanish on you, and that is because these fish are in transition. Things are happening on the chain right now. Water temperatures. Tyler was out there today. What was the water temperature?
It was like the 70s. It was in the 70s today.
70s, right? So things are going down. Shad spawn is the big deal. If you can find those shad spawning, you can find a lot of success. The problem that you're going to run into with that shad spawn is if you have a super bright night and no cloud cover the next day, that shad spawn is going to be next to non-existent. That is a terrifying situation if you're counting on that. However, if you do have a cloudy day or darker night, you're going to find that the shad are going to be going off. A lot of guys are asking me, Gino, where does shad spawn? You know, I'm here from Tennessee. I know where they shad spawn back home. I have no clue where they spawn here in Florida. And you're going to find that these shad like to spawn in topped out vegetation. So if you have like topped out hydrilla patches, right? Now, I cannot speak for like hydrilla out in the middle of the lake. I've not seen shad spawning out there. But if you can find it near shore, right, they are spawning there 100%. You're going to see a little flickering around. You might see some cormorants diving. You might see some birds diving down on it. Look for those areas. If you're out practicing for a tournament, bring yourself a set of binoculars, not to look at other boats because that's not going to help you, right? No. But you can look for bird life and activity across the lake. How to target that? Guys, listen, jerkbait, the smaller the profile, the better. You don't want to throw anything too big. Fluke, I know most guys don't want to throw a fluke, but it works.
A fluke! I was throwing that today, and oof, saucy. It looks saucy throwing the fluke.
Chatterbait, try to be a little different with your chatterbait. Swim bait, swim jig. All right, these are all great baits this time of year. Canals are still popping off. Tyler's one of his little favorite techniques in the canal. It's going to be a frog. There. The fluke's going to work just as good in the canal. I will tell you this right now. You're going to do way better with smaller baits in the canal than you are going to be big baits. Like, don't go rolling the canal throwing this bad boy and thinking you're going to do something with it, brother, because it ain't going to happen, man. Stay small with your baits when you're in the canal. If you're throwing a swim jig, throw a smaller trailer. Don't throw something too big. Don't get all crazy. Keep it small in the canals. There's just a lot of small bait in these canals. There's a lot of small bait in the fishery right now. Keep it small. Shell bars. Shell bars are hot on the chain, but you need to find shell bars that are a little bit shallower, right? Or shell bars in areas leading into spawning areas and out of spawning areas. Like there are some like blatantly obvious shell bars. Nobody's fishing, man. And I go over my boat and I'm like, oh my God, they're dotted up here right now. I'm not going to tell you where they're at. You're going to have to go find them on your own. But they're in the most obvious areas. Like when you look at that fish, our fishery on a map, you're like, that's super obvious. Probably not going to fish there because everybody's going to be there. Nobody's there. Guys are all literally huddled up into a crowd. Ton of grass on the chain right now. You're going to find a lot of grass down in Little Harris. Going to be the southeast corner. There's a ton of it there. Johnson's Point, next to the fish attractor, ton of grass there. Still plenty of grass in front of Helena Run. From there, from Purgatory Cove, which basically like there's a big point on the south end of Harris. From there, like Palackalaha, Helena Run, all the way back to the 27 ramp. They torched it. Guess what, guys? They didn't get it all. There's still plenty of grass left there. There's a lot of grass in the Eustis, like outside Dead River. There's a ton of grass there. And I have not been in Dora, Carlton, or Bouclair. Frank has been up that way, or Horseshoe.
Just pull out of Dora Canal, going into Dora, and just start looking at your graph, and you'll just find hydrilla everywhere out there. Dora's full of drilla, full of shoreline eelgrass and pepper grass.
I was out there today. All that hydrilla.
Well, your graphs are broken because it's not gone.
Man.
Do I got to explain to you what a fish looks
It's
like?
been a
I
week.
had to
It's been like a
juggler?
week for you, though.
It's been a week.
It's been a week for you.
There's no way the grass is gone.
Dude,
He was there
I
today.
went out there. I was idling all out there. I found one grass patch, and it was small.
Brother,
I'm serious. All out in front of Dora Canal.
I'll be out
It's
there in
gone.
2 weeks. I'll send you some screenshots.
Oh
Send you some
my
screenshots.
God! And the battle has begun,
I want to
guys.
see it. I want to see
The battle's begun. Dora has been up and down, y'all. Like, Frankie boy was pelting him in Dora.
It was.
Tournament day comes, gone. Another buddy of mine that was fishing the open, like, we're talking, and he's like, dude, I'm like smashing him in Dora. I was like, good, don't get too spun out, just do your thing. Then he calls me up, he's like, I didn't get bit. Like, I was over there yesterday, could not get a bite. And he's like, I'm not going to Dora, I'm out. I was like, yeah, dude, like, Dora's been burning people left and right. Tyler, you had that experience?
Yesterday was fire. We caught 2 giant fish yesterday, a 6 and a 4. We were like, man, this is freaking epic, all in the grass. And then today, I caught 2 fish.
But that's totally in the grass that Frank's talking about. I think the grass you guys are confused. Like, that's in the grass Frank's talking about. You caught the bigs in the grass that Frank's like, this is going to play.
Idle out in front of Dora Canal.
But this is like way further up.
How about we not say exactly what
it's indoor.
It's in that vicinity. Yeah.
Indoor.
You guys are literally talking about the same grass.
Like, yeah.
We talked about it.
It's the same grass. Okay, then we're fishing everyone's spots. It's a lake. Everyone's fishing each other's spots.
No,
you know?
I mean, it's not
like,
my grass. I just know it's been there for 2 years now.
I found it yesterday.
It's just
Yeah, Frank called me up last year. He's like, dude, there's shad flicking around everywhere in this grass. Like, things are going to be happening over here. Like, Frank Fishy's like, dude, it didn't happen. Then Tyler's like, dude, caught a 6 and a 4. This is a year later, though. I'm like, they finally found it. Right? They're there now.
Yeah, it took them a while.
That happens, guys. Like, just because the grass is there doesn't mean the fish are there yet. Because I went over there with Frank and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then Tyler's like,
But
oh, I'm
back to
catching
what-
megas in it, dude.
Back
I'm
to
like,
what you were saying, though, the reason why one day the grass is hot, the one day the grass is not, the fish are on the move, like you were saying earlier.
dude,
and it's
terrifying, man. Like, they
it's-
are moving around. They will steal your soul, guys.
Can't stay on top of them right now. I can, at least.
Yeah, so you just need to you need to get out there and try and figure out what phase these fish are in. Like, if they're post spawn, you're in way better shape, dude. Like, if they're in post spawn and you feel like they're setting up for what's to come, you're in way, way, way better shape. If they're fattening up, they might just disappear on you. Like, if they're like getting ready to pull up, they might just vanish. So pay close attention to water clarity, guys. Water clarity is humongous right now. If you can find clean water, like, I totally talked to Tyler about a situation today and didn't bring this up, and then he's like, yeah, I was in that area, bro. It's like super dirty. I'm like, not good, dude. So not good.
Abandoned
Frank
ship.
can attest to this. Clean water 100% matters. I tried to stay away from the chain during the open. I didn't want to go like banging on people's fish. I get out there. I had to guide these guys because they had a tournament on the chain on Sunday, right? So this is Saturday. Didn't want to be there. Had to get out there. But I get out there and there's like, I pull up to a spot, super clean, dude. We're in Griffin. I can see 6 feet down. There's no boats anywhere. Like, I'm like, did everybody miss this? Like, we throw out there. I'm like, bing, 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 bing. Before we know it, we got 20 pounds, 18 pounds, 20 pounds, something like that. And nobody, dude. Nobody was fishing it. Like, everybody's in the same spot. Guys, Dora is flaming hot, right? I mean, Griffin's flaming hot. That's literally the best lake on the chain right now. It's like the only place I know in my heart I can go to and just bang a bag right now. Like, Griffin is done. I mean, Harris has done me dirty. Eustace has done me dirty. Dora's been like spinning my boys out. I can like roll out to Griffin and smack a bag. And I'm not talking about squeakers. I'm not sitting there where everybody's at. Yeah, is there a ton of grass north end of Griffin? Absolutely. There's a ton, right? But if you're going to go out there and be where everybody else is at, it's not going to be good. There's literally there's a ton of grass in other areas. Like if you come out of Haynes Creek Canal into Griffin and you run opposite direction, instead of going straight out to where everybody's at, if you just head south, you're going to continue to find grass. Outside the entrance of the marsh, you're going to find grass. If you pull around to the first big cove, you're going to find a ton of hydrilla. Guess what? Wasn't there during the Bassmaster Open. There were no boats there. There was literally spec fishermen. I'm like, oh my God, nobody's here. We're like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, those are the areas where you're going to find the most success because the pressure right now is unfreaking believable on these fish. They're over it, guys. So you need to find areas that guys are not in. Now that I mentioned that, there's probably going to be a lot of guys there. But
yeah, you just came up with the juice. That was the spot right there.
Sorry about that, guys. But listen, find you some stuff that guys aren't on. Shell bars, I'm literally just about to upload a video on how to find shell bars. If you don't know how to find shell bars, that is a great sneaky way to get away from everybody because they're totally going to be on top of each other. So find you some shallow shell bars that are outside of areas where like you pull in, you're like, oh my God, there's beds everywhere, but there's no fish on them. Probably a good place to check for shell guys. Look for those shell bars. These fish, if they're post spawn, they're going to be where the bait's at, man. They're going to be where the bait's at. You need to pay attention to past weather. If you've had, wind blowing north to south for the last 2 days, probably a really good idea to get on the eastern or western shoreline and start looking for those shell bars because those shell bars are not going to be blown out. What I mean by blown out is if you have an east wind blowing straight into the western bank, those shell bars are going to be super booty and you're going to be like completely let down. I've been there way too many times to tell you. And I should know better, but I constantly end up in that situation. So please take my advice, right? Like during my BFL, this happened to me. I get over there. We had that west wind. It just blows all the gunk, all the sediment on top of those shells. And it sets up like crap. These fish do not want to eat. They get super, like their strike zone goes yunk. And they don't want to eat, man. Like the fish are still going to be there. And it's going to spin you out, dude. So like pay close attention to past weather leading up to your trip out on the chain, and you're going to find way more success. So back to those shell bars in those areas, like, yeah, if you have a wind blowing straight north to south, man, eastern, western shorelines are going to be your best bet. It's going to be your cleanest water, right? It's going to have all that stuff just blowing on by, right? But then if you go, like, if it's blowing north to south, you go to the south end, it's going to be not so good, man. It's going to be blown out. You know, if that water dinges up 10%, you're done, dude. It's over. Like, that little bit of change in a very short amount of time is enough to make those fish super fickle. In a situation where they're already fickle, guys, like, by my experience, when these fish are immediately post-spawn, they're decimated, they're stressed out. You know, not only have they had the immense amount of fishing pressure, but they've had the pressure of giving birth, right? That's why they lose all their color when they're on the bed right before they drop them eggs because they're under stress. It's kind of like when you're bleeding too much and you lose color in your face or whatever happens. So something bad happens to you and you lose your color. Same thing with them fish, man. They're under stress. So they do not like, man, I've been, like, everybody knows me. I love to throw a crankbait. I've been, like, so premature on that crankbait bite. I'm like forcing it down their throat and they're just not having it, man. You need to go like drop shot, Nico rig, Ned rig, jerk bait, something less in their face. Swim bait, man. I've been throttling megas on swim baits. It has been really good to me, man. I've found a lot of success in swim baits. Frank's seen it. We were out together. I'm just like mega mondos on the swim bait, man. But don't go too big. Like, this is like the end of the world big for me right now. Like, I will go.
That's massive.
This is, I mean, what is that? 6 inches? So it's 6
All
inches.
day.
But that 4/8 size is like the sweet spot. A buddy of mine had these hand poured up on Chick, I believe, and he gave me some, and I took it out to Yale and throttled our biggest fish on it, and I was like, I'm in love with this thing. But this is not what I'm really throwing. Most of the time I'm throwing the 4.8 inch, right? Strike King or the Kitech 4.8. 4.8. Yeah, size we're throwing on toe, on the place. On the spot. 4.8, guys. 4.8's the sauce. Don't you worry about where we're throwing that. But and on the shell bars, I like a 1/2 ounce head, man. I like a 1/2 ounce head, and I like an exposed hook. It just gets down there on the bottom. It stays down there, and I can just slowly wind it. You know, so like 10 foot to 6 foot of water, I go half ounce all day, guys. And you're going to find that the larger majority of your fish in every one of these lakes are going to be in 4 to 6 foot. And you're going to find those oddball fish that have made their way out to 8 to 10 foot. But 4 to 6, sweet spot, right? Frank.
What's up?
What's a good pattern you can give these guys this time of year?
The flipping stick, boys.
And where do you want to put those? Where do you want to put them?
In the Kissimmee grass.
Frank's not giving you the juice. He gave you a little bit of the juice. He's like Kissimmee grass,
Kissimmee grass.
lily pads, lily pads.
The buggy whip.
Boogie whips.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's
Now you
the
got
one.
the toolies.
That's the
Now you got the
toolies, yeah.
juice. Listen, guys. Why is that a good deal? It's just, and I'm not going to tell you which ones are the best. You're going to have to go figure that out on your own. But there's definitely some that are going to play and some that are not going to play. But the reason why they are good in most instances is because the bottom. They're on better bottom and the depth that they're in, right? They're all going to be in 4 to 6 foot of water.
Also, you got to remember you're getting the fish that are transitioning from spawning to from pre-spawn to post-spawn coming back out. They also use that cover as a ladder system coming out, so you're going to get those residual fish that are moving back out, and the fish that never leave the shallows. You got to remember, guys, not every fish is heading for friggin' deep water. There's fish that live up shallow year round, so you
And
can still bust them up there.
don't think you're going to hit 1 or 2 patches and that's going to give you a good idea.
No.
It ain't going to happen like that. Like, me and Frank were out Saturday, and we'd go through 10 or 12 patches, and then we'd get to one that's like, phew, 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 phew. You cannot go through like 1 or 2 and give up. Because if we went in and fished those areas and we're like, hit this one, hit this one, hit this one, gave up on 6th one or the 7th one or the 8th one, we'd have had no idea what was going on down there. You got to run enough of them. Awesome. You got to run enough of them to find them, man. Because these fish are all in different stages. So you got to stick with it. If you can dumb it down for yourself and pick an area of the lake, you're going to have a way better chance of finding success. I tried to help Tyler today in a little situation because Tyler called me up. He's like, dude, like, we smashed them yesterday. Today is like sucking really bad. And I'm like, dude, here's a section of the lake. Check that. I didn't say look for clean water. And then we talked after. He's like, I couldn't find any of that stuff that you told me to look for because it was dingy. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
you should have got out of there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I fished
no,
there
no,
way
no,
too
no.
long.
I
and then
totally
I
did
started
not.
thinking, I was like, man, I can barely see my bait in the water.
Oh my god. I
Don't
totally
worry.
did not tell Tyler to like watch for water because that is huge right now.
Done it a million
Because
times.
you have like, if you have active fish in your waters, been dirty for a while, not so bad. If you have active fish, they're not pressured and it's gotten dirty recently, they're going to be a little tougher. If you have fickle fish and dirty water that's recently dirty, you're done, dude.
dirty
Just
water,
go
and
ahead
shell
and
bars. No.
goosh.
Yeah.
It is over. Not going to be good for you. So look for that clean water, guys. You're going to find that the clean water, I can't even tell you where the clean water is because guess what? It could be clean on the north end one day and then clean on the south end one day, clean on the east end of the lake one day. It is vastly dependent on, I mean, like solely depends on what that wind is doing, man. That wind really, we have sediment lakes, guys. There's a ton of sediment on the chain. That wind will blow that sediment and blow an area out quick, fast, in a hurry, and you best believe that your spot is done. So if you're getting ready for an event, don't count on the weatherman. I've done that too many times and failed too many times because of it. You better practice in multiple areas. Like find an eastern shoreline, a western shoreline, northern, southern. Find you those areas and be sure to be ready. And get out of that pack, man. Like these weights for the Bassmaster Open sucked, man. And too many guys were bunched up together. And the fishing's super tough right now. So like you take super fickle fish and you put a bunch of guys together and it is a absolute train wreck. And do something to separate yourself from the pack. Throw a chatterbait, try something different for a trailer. You throw in a jerkbait, spend the money and get a good jerkbait. You throw in a swim bait, throw something a little different. Throw in a swim jig, right? Everybody's gonna throw white, everybody's gonna throw black blue, everybody's gonna throw black blue purple, everybody's gonna throw like green pumpkin. Try something a little different, man. We got shiners, tons of shiners in the lake. Try something a little different. Tyler likes a little bitty frog, right?
In the canals. You can always catch a few fish in the canals on the frog.
Like I whipped out some frogs out of my box. He's like, ugh. I was like, I know what Tyler likes.
This
So,
Pad Crasher Jr. by Booyah. This is the frog. I have personally witnessed this being the
30-pound mega bag, right? Didn't you slap up a mega bag on that
Yes.
frog?
My PB on this little frog.
Oh god, we got problems.
It's all good though. My PB on this baby little frog. Insane. A 10-1. You see this tiny little frog? You see it? A 10-1 on that frog. Insane. This is the frog.
Photoshopped.
That is the
Photoshop,
juice.
yeah.
Yeah, like I started whipping out baits. I pulled the frog out because I know it's super juicy this time of year, and I was like, Tyler's your dude. Tyler's smoked some
Yeah,
mondos on a frog.
That duckweed, oof. It's good. It's game changer. You get in a canal, just throw this frog. Just fish the entire canal. Don't fish just like halfway through it and then give up. Fish the entire canal because most of the time they're like in the back.
And watch Tyler's videos. He'll show you
So
which
good.
canals-
It's so
Yeah,
it's so good, and I totally. It's just not my. It's not my thing, dude. I'd not be giving you good information on that. I'll tell you something else that's really good, but it's not my cup of tea. Throwing a weightless Cinco, man. Like if you get on a shoreline that you know these fish are post spawn, and you're in the Kissimmee grass or you're in sparse grass or whatever, throw a weightless Cinco out there. I don't have the patience for it. My boy's killing on it. It's really good.
Not me.
I'll like come in without any fish in the boat before I get to throwing that, but you will find success doing that.
For sure.
What's another? Oh, listen, this is something I have correct. Some absolute giant bags on this time of year. I brought it to Tyler. Ned Rig. You want to separate yourself from the pack? I don't care if you're fishing offshore hydrilla. Get the VMC Nico hooks. They have two like really thick. I don't know if it's like 100-pound test monofilament little things there. Do not get the Gamakatsu ones. They have a metal wire keeper thing. I hate that thing. It's terrible. You'll lose fish after fish. It'll get in the way of the barb. Not good. VMC, the best, man. It's basically like a hybrid straight shank hook, but it's got a different comeback on it than a regular straight shank. And it's got those two. I'm telling you, that thing is the freaking sauce around drilla. You get around that sparse hydrilla, you get around eelgrass with that bad boy, get you some tungsten. I like to have tungsten in my Nico. You can put way more weight on it, and you get a way better return on the bottom. Like if you're on shell or something hard, that for whatever that tungsten just transfers so much better. But you can smack up some bags, dude. I'm talking about on some pressured fish. That Nico is the freaking deal. If you've not thrown it, or you don't throw it because you're in Florida, but you throw it back home, you're tripping, dude. Pull it out and smoke them with that thing. A Ned Rig too. The old Neg will bang them up, man. But I opt for the Magnet. I go 1/4 ounce with a way bigger trailer on the back. I can't go that small, man. I'll die. I'll die. But those are things that you're going to find success on. Every lake is in the same state. Like we had a 1,000-boat tournament. Then we had the MLF. Then we had the college championship. Then we had...
BFL, ABA.
BFL,
Two
ABA, two of those.
Yeah,
Plus
two
all the
BFL
local
tournaments.
tournaments, right? Then the Bassmaster Open, and now the Yoda Series is
The
going
college
down
kid, or
like
the,
right now.
Oh yeah,
The high school kids.
High school kids.
That was like, how many boats were in that tournament?
These fish have
under
seen
200.
everything 1,000 times over again. Like they are so line shy right now. You best have like 10-pound and 12-pound on just about everything except for where you're throwing in thicker grass.
So what you're saying is go to Denham, go to Trout Lake.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Listen, Denham is like freaking fire right now, guys, and very few people are willing to make the run. I just hate that mud hole, but it's good.
It's a long run back there.
Yeah, old Papa Balloon smoked him up back there.
He did.
He
I
did
don't
crack
have
him.
fish over there.
I'm not gonna tell you how he caught him in there, but he caught him.
Find that out for yourself.
Yeah, I gotta go in there and put in a little bit of work.
Shell bar.
Horseshoe, magical.
Oh, don't. It is.
Horseshoe is magical.
It is.
This is the time of year to fish it. Very few people go back there. Super sketchy getting back there. If you're the type of dude that's scared about nicking your bass boat, just go the other
not for
direction.
you.
Sell your
Yeah.
bass boat and get a jet ski.
That is the most truthful statement I have
Get
ever heard in my
outta here.
life.
No joke. In what was
Sell your bass boat, get a jet ski,
in
son.
Claire today, there was a guy ripping around a jet ski who had sucked up grass, and whoa, like he's like maxing it out, and I just hear it pop because he's
Oh
sucked up.
no,
But the
that
thing
is
is,
gnarly.
he's still running it. He like ran it for 10 minutes after that, and it's just whoa.
That was one of Mark Bass's jet skis. It was probably rented.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was thinking
no.
that. I was like, oh
The
no.
old rental ski.
Oh man.
So shad spawn, that's the deal. Fickle fish, that's also the deal. But man, when you get around them, it's good. Like we're out there. I was on a guide trip, throwing a jerk bait. I throw a jerk bait. Boom. And you could literally see fish fall in it. Just know that they're in like little wolf packs, right? So if you can find the right fish, think you can get fat real fast. But you got to find the right ones. Like I went out with a guy for the open. I can't say the guy's name. But we pull up and like bing, 7, bing, 4, bing. Like just mondos. Like super fast. And everybody else is crying the blues. And I've been the other dudes, right? Like, so you just got to hunt, man. You got to put your wheels on and roll, brother.
Dude, today I was out there the entire day. 2 fish.
Dude, just such a terrifying situation.
Burning and going. You just can't give up because you can catch a 10 like that. And then you figure out everything. Everything's like, makes sense.
That's what scares me about Dora.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, Dora used to be my favorite lake on the chain, and I used to be able to go there and just know I was going to average 4 pounds of fish. So I was going to come out with 20-pound sack, and if I get lucky and hit a big one, I might have 25, 26, right? But I know I was going to catch me 18, 20 every time like clockwork. And for whatever reason, for the last year, I just can't be consistent over there, man. And some guys are smacking them up, dude.
I think it's the cleaner water, bro. I don't know. It's just different.
It was cleaner a few days ago when we fished and did pretty good out.
And then it
just
got
like
dirty.
years past. I'm talking about when I really fished Dora.
When she was split pea soup.
Oh, buddy.
Ooh, son.
The fish and they're
freaking
white.
gnarly, dude.
It's like, but the chain has come back so much every single. I mean, like it's weird because Harris is like the dirtiest one out of all of them now, and it's. Just,
but here's what's weird about Harris, guys. My camera fell off my boat into the water. And it's only like the top like 18, 20 inches. There's some sort of weird bacteria growing up there because it was crystal clear. 12 foot of water, and you can see like little fish swimming around, everything down there. And it's like cloudy out, and GoPros. Excuse us 1 second. Daddy is currently unavailable.
1 second, baby girl. I'll be out in a minute.
We're having a sleepover at the Low Sea residence. We got a derby tomorrow. We got the MLF, BFL, whatever you call it now.
Big Five.
Big 5,
Is that what
yeah.
it is?
Yeah, it's Big 5 because it's Big 5 tournament. MLF.
No one knows
Or
what they're
MFL.
called.
Yeah, they're MLF, but the Phoenix Series.
Gino tells me to go.
Not the Yodas. But yeah, we're going out of Toho tomorrow.
You're making a run.
I am scared to death.
Yeah,
I am making a freaking Mondo
you
run.
piled in the lock with everyone for the first few hours.
If they're piled up, I'm making like U-turn. I'm gonna stop for 20 minutes, but I got an early boat number that really sucks. I wish I was boat like 200. We got like 209 boats or something.
Yeah, you get an extra 2 hours of fishing time if you wait for 10
Yeah,
minutes.
totally. Way worse. Frank scored big.
Boat 130, baby.
103.
130.
130.
Dude, so can we change? Because that's something we can talk about.
Can you
I'm
like
65.
Pay you
I'm
to,
showing
like,
up to the
What
ranch.
time am I doing? I'm at like
3:15
3:15 or something ridiculous. That's terrible.
Good. I've
dude.
been tired of waiting.
And I'm at
for
the
you.
end of the second or third flight, so it's like I get totally robbed. Like if I could just 10 more boats.
10 more boats, yeah.
Like 75, go to the third one, fourth, whatever. I've been in way better shape. Anyways, what are we missing, guys? Listen.
I have to rig my rods. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
We got some rigging to do. This is our second March fishing report because we actually did one at like 11:30 at night. It was ridiculous. We're like, every lake is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is there anything else we need to talk about? So, yeah, that's it, guys. That sums it up. We are literally in the same place. These fish are on the edge of being done, but they're not quite done. They're kind of in between. Really sucks really bad. Stick with it. Don't get deterred. Don't freak out. It'll happen for you. Look for clean water. Totally did not give my buddy that advice, and I feel really bad about
Well,
it.
I kind of figured that when I started fishing the cleaner water, and I caught a couple, and I was like, man, maybe the cleaner water's the deal.
Oh my God!
But then I like to run around a lot.
Yeah,
Burn
it's like-
gas. I'm just like
Gas prices are up, no big deal. Let's skin her back and let her go.
Yeah, I'm like just running all over the place. You know, you should see my
Gas
trails.
prices
Like,
are.
Any insight, guys? Oh, fluorocarbon, guys. The old big game ain't getting her done in the braid. You better get some fluorocarbon because they're freaked out. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it? That's a wrap.
I want to say thanks for bringing the baits on the table because me and Frank have been having a
I know,
ball
bro. I
playing
can't
with
have
them.
this stuff.
How many
Dude,
how
my-
many people
Like
how
fidgeting
many
like
of you
crazy.
were annoyed at me and Frank
Oh
sitting
my
here playing like,
god, dude! This is
taking
the
the
state of my
tank
boat when I
on.
take Frank fishing, dude. It's like a yard sale.
Oh no! It's whenever Gino goes fishing. Period. It's like a yard
No,
sale.
only when your boy gets spun out.
Exactly.
Don't enter my garage right
You
now.
just had me in the boat, and it becomes a double yard sale.
Frank,
Everything's for
Frank
sale.
legit just had a kale hook in his toe in my office. All right.
Somehow it's my fault.
Make
That's
sure
a-
to subscribe.
Yeah, please
subscribe.
like and subscribe. You guys, listen. You eat my content up and your comment. I love it. But help your boy out and get me some subs. I got 22% of the people that watch my videos are subbed. You guys are missing the sauce. Because
What?
legit,
Those numbers are insane.
the heat's coming. Right? Yeah. Hook your boy up. I got you. Right?
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Until next time, everybody, tight lines.
See ya.